Hey guys, Deshaun here, and today I'm coming at you with an Assassin's Creed Mirage. I wouldn't call it a live reaction because I've watched this already, but I'm gonna be going through this Assassin's Creed Mirage gameplay demo that released at the Ubisoft Forward, I think on Monday. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna go over this, kind of do like a deep dive into the things I liked, things I disliked about it. As I'm sure anyone who knows me knows that I originally was a huge Assassin's Creed fan, pretty much from the first game all the way until Black Flag. And then Unity came out. I was really excited for Unity. That game ended up letting me down, and pretty much every game after that has let me down after that. But the reason this is so interesting is because Ubisoft has come out and kind of claimed that Mirage is going to be for the classic AC fan. This was claimed to be like a going back to form on the original gameplay. And I was a huge skeptic of that since that claim was made, because this is modern day Ubisoft we're talking about. They tend to lie a lot to their customer base. But yeah, all that being said, I'm just gonna go over this and point out the things I like, point out the things I dislike, and see what I can gather from this, and just see how true those claims were. So let's go over this really quick and find out what we like and dislike. Like I said, I've already seen this before, so this isn't really a live reaction. This is me just going over the details. So really quick, the first thing I noticed was this right here, this poster. Apparently, like, there's a notoriety system back in the game from what I'm hearing, which I think is interesting because that all appealed to the assassin fantasy of the original games, is that the more like actions you do, the the more well known you are, pretty much. So I do like the return of the wanted posters, even though I thought they were a little goofy, because like, why does tearing down a poster make people forget who you are? Like, sure, civilians will forget, but the people who are already looking for you, they would still know what you look like. But honestly, the return of the notoriety system, I'm happy about that. If it's true, of course. So yeah, that's one exciting part that I'm really excited about. And this opening part is just a little sizzle. We're not really going to be breaking down this entire thing because it's just way too fast. But this right here gathered my interest a lot because this is the first shot we see. We of course have Basim on the perch right here. And if you look, like, so my first thought going into this was how's the parkour going to be? Because I assume it's using the same engine and gameplay style as Valhalla, Odyssey, and Origins. So I was like, how are they going to improve upon parkour? Like, improve upon Valhalla? Because I thought Valhalla had, honestly, the worst parkour in the series by far. But looking at this, I can tell this city or the environment was made with parkour in mind. You see, you've got, like, right here, you got paths you can walk upon. It just seems like there's a lot more. Instead of just one way, you just climb up a wall and that's it. It seems like these are meant for you to, like, sort of explore, like, in a creative way how you want to parkour. So the actual layout of the city, I do like a lot with what they did. But as far as the actual parkour, I do have some gripes with it, with what I saw, but we'll get into that later. Right now, just the layout of the city is, like, very good for, like, the type of parkour that I would want to do in a game. Like, not just climbing up a smooth surface with your bare hands. So we're seeing a little bit of the parkour in action. This is for the first time, pretty much. I kind of want to I kind of want to rewind it. So the reason I was skeptical about the parkour was because I know it's using the same gameplay as Valhalla. And as we know in Valhalla, compared to the older AC games, it does not have a high profile button. And the lack of a high profile button means that the fastest speed you can go is just by pushing the left stick all the way up. Or I don't know how it works on PC. I've never played Assassin's Creed on PC before, but yeah, so there's no high profile button, which means you don't really have a full on level of control for playing the parkour, sorry. But yeah, that's my main like worry, is that parkour is going to be just push the left stick up and hold X, and that's how you do all these feats. So really what I want out of the parkour is to be able to, like, in the Ezio games, like, we could back eject, side eject, which means, like, say Ezio was hanging on, let's find a good example. So like this, for example. So say you like jump from here, from the perch down here. Say you wanted to climb up here and then get over there like really quick. I know this is a bad example, but I don't really have like a good one on the screen right now. But so you jump on this balcony. Let's just use this one since it's like more visible. You jump on this balcony and you want to go to the left like a lot faster. What I would do in the Ezio games is sort of like do a half run up this wall and then use the high profile button in X to jump over to the left. I like aim the left stick. I aim the left stick in the left direction so that I'm able to like run up the wall a little bit and then jump to the left like really far. And that's like a good way to help you reach things you normally couldn't. Or if I wanted to do it backwards, like say this was a handhold right here, this green tarp, I would run up the wall. Like normally you can't jump from here to there. So what I would do in the Ezio games is run up the wall and then back eject, basically jump backwards off the wall, using it as like leverage for a push. You can't really do that in these games because of how the control works. You can only hold the left stick up and hold X, and that's like pretty much the parkour. You can't back eject, side eject, which really like limits the creativity you can have with these games as far as parkour. So that's my main concern, is like the city looks good for parkour. Like I can find things that if this was an Ezio game, that I could do to speed up the parkour. But since this seems to be using the Valhalla Odyssey Origins control scheme, we don't really have those like varying buttons for parkour, which that really concerns me, is that because like parkour is like one of the main pillars of Assassin's Creed, and it's only been getting dumbed down since Revelations pretty much. Like Assassin's Creed 3 was the start of the downhill trend of parkour. But I mean, I can't complain. Well, I can complain, but at least it's like a step in the right direction. We're no longer on that downward spiral of like having the parkour get worse and worse. The only other complaint I really have, and this is very nitpicky, but it seems like very jagged the way he like. It doesn't seem like smooth animations the way he jumps from like platform to platform. Like it's kind of like jagged. I would like a more like smooth animation. It seems like you can tell when the animation transitions from one to the other. I would like a more smooth animation, if you can see what I mean here. Just like the way he jumps from platform to platform, it looks kind of goofy. But like I said, that's a nitpick. I probably won't even notice it that much when I'm playing the game. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about the parkour. It's not the level I want it to be at, but it looks a lot better than Valhalla, so I'll give it that. At least it's a step in the right direction. Then here we just have a random assassination. I don't know if this is a story mission or like just a like one of those assassination contracts you can do. It looks like it's not. It doesn't look like it's an assassination like story mission actually. Now that I think about it, because you can see our task right here says report to Roshan or Roshan. Sorry, I'm terrible. I'm gonna be terrible at pronouncing these names, but yeah, Bassam just claps this guy for no reason. He's just doing his job and he just kills him for no reason. I know why. It's to show that the guards can see you and then you can pull off this move as like a sight breaker, which, you know, I really like a lot. That was a huge part of the old games too, where like breaking the lines of sight. That's pretty much like the main way to get away from conflict, was just breaking the line of sight, whether it's a hiding spot or like using thieves, mercenaries, or like the random civilians that would help you out in like AC1, for example. I just think it's funny how he claps this guy for no reason. Literally no reason. This guy's just walking in the street and you just kill him. That's funny. But yeah, this move is cool. I'm pretty sure this move was in Assassin's Creed Revelations. You could do it with the hook blade instead, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I played Revelations. But yeah, we get some more parkour here. Like I said, the animation just looks a little janky. But at least, you know, it looks a lot better than Valhalla. I'll give it that. The only thing I'm really missing, if they had like just side and back ejects, I honestly would be perfectly fine with this parkour. I wouldn't even complain about the animation. But yeah, this looks really nice. I love the level of like verticality. I know a lot of people were saying like the lack of high buildings are a problem, but me personally, I don't think Assassin's Creed parkour has anything to do with like tall buildings. It's about the structure of the like landscape. Like just having like Syndicate, for example, they had to add the zip line because it was a terrible city for an Assassin's Creed game, parkour wise. And that game had tall buildings. So that goes to show you that you don't need tall buildings to have good parkour in an AC game. You really just need to structure like the landscape to fit the level of parkour you want to do, which I think this game does a very good job at. So I do want to give them their props on constructing a very good city. And Bassam seems to be immune to rug burn or rope burn, whatever you call it, because my hands would be on fire if I tried to do that. I probably have no hands left. So this, when I saw this, oh my gosh, I gasped. I know it's a small thing, but it's like he's going into a bureau, like an assassin's bureau, which if you played AC1, this is like your base of operations where you basically converse with like, I forget the official name for the people that run these places, but you get your information for your targets from places like these, and then you pretty much like need their permission pretty much to like they'll tell you if you have enough info for your target. But yeah, I was very happy to see something like this. We got our fellow hidden one, because they're not called assassins yet, but I like how they're just chilling out. It makes it like feel very lived in, like it's actually a base of operations. It's not just one guy behind a desk anymore. So I'm guessing this is some sort of, well, of course it's a side character. Seems very nice. But this is obviously the mentor, the lady with the very iconic voice. If you play Destiny, she was the future war cult vendor. And of course, she's in a lot of things also, but that's like where I know her from. But it seems like he just assassinated like one of his first targets. And let's see. I guess I should have paid more attention to this. So the feather, if we bring it up again, the feather, I love to see something like this because it's a callback to Assassin's Creed Origins and AC1. It kind of like connected those games. But I'm pretty sure, I forget, I think Ubisoft breaks this down, like what the feather means. Or it was in some sort of trailer. But yeah, I just love to see that. I guess we could turn this up a little bit. But
While our focus was on Al-Ghul, Fulad quietly scouted the city for
yeah, they're just,
direct more
oops,
players.
they're just talking about the target.
It is as common. Then come find.
I'm guessing this is like the first, like this is as soon as you become a hidden one. This is like the first thing you do. I do want to say, oh man, let's get past it. So first of all, the robes look very dope. I love how the robes look in this game. It's very like Altair inspired, obviously, with the way the belt's like fitting on him. You see, you got the throwing knives and the one hidden blade on the left finger or on the left hand arm. He obviously doesn't have the second one because Altair hadn't made the codex pages yet. Oh man, I skipped past it again. Hold on. The reason I rewinded is because I wanted to see. Yeah, so we seem to have a short blade. I don't know if they'll let you. Well, the other games do let you hold multiple weapons you can switch between. But he seems to have a long sword and a short blade on the back. It doesn't look like a throwing knife because those are smaller. But we seem to have the ability to use daggers and a long blade, which I like. The hidden blade looks really cool. I do like that.
Have a look, Bassam. I may have something that is of interest to you.
So what I like about this is so this actually got a lot of like flack for some reason from the classic fans. They don't like the decision to have the player buy tools, which I don't get. I don't really have a problem with that because number one, it's a video game at the end of the day, so video games nowadays need like some sort of aspirational goal for the player to like want to achieve. So fine, let them unlock tools. I think it's completely fine. I don't have a problem with it. So if we like look around along this wheel, we of course have the blow dart, which is what's being highlighted. What I find weird is we have a torch as a tool that we have to unlock. Not sure why. That's like a weird tool to have you unlock. Then we have obviously a throwing knife. I want to say this is a smoke bomb, maybe. This is a trip mine of some sort. And no idea what this could be. Looks interesting though, but yeah, I think we have a decent amount of tools. You have the traps for if you want to play like super stealthy, the throwing knives for the stealthy distance kills, the blow dart. I love the blow dart in any Assassin's Creed game. It's like my most used like ability since I got introduced in what. Well, you had the ranged like poison blade from what was that, Brotherhood? I think it was Brotherhood. I used to use it like ever since then. Of course, the smoke bomb, we already know what that does. But yeah, a nice decent amount of tools. No complaints there. So what really caught my eye here, and I know this was in other games, like ever since Origins, but it wasn't quite the same. We have a board now where we can do assassinations, and you can tell like what each type of mission is just by the picture. So this is obviously some sort of like, I don't know, like some sort of like fighting thing. either fighting or some sort of treasure. It looks like it could be a treasure map, or it could just be the way you have to go to get there. I don't know. I don't really know what this symbol means exactly. It gives me fighting vibes, as if like it's like a non-stealthy fight. So that's what I'm going for with this. But here, so this is the first one that's highlighted. And we can see in the description for this, it says steal a valuable mirror, which I thought was interesting because the contractor request is also do not kill anyone. And I thought that was really cool because like a really big fun factor of stealth games is when you can go in and out of places without killing anyone except for who you're meant to kill. That like appeals to the assassin's fantasy, in my opinion. So I do like the concept of these contracts. So you're just going in, you're stealing a mirror and a bathhouse, and they ask you not to kill anyone. I just think that's really cool. That like appeals to me a lot. And so we see like the feather are like stealth, like steal missions, pretty much. And then, of course, we have our strongholds, it seems like, with this green one down here. And then just your full-on assassin missions. You just kill a guy. Let me see. This is the second one that's highlighted. I'm not even going to try to say the name. A rebel spy just assassinate whoever is holding her captive. And then the contractor request, do not take any damage. I imagine these are optional. Yeah, so they are optional. So you get an extra, I'm guessing, skill point. And then some gold for it, which I think is cool. I do like the concept, like I said before with the tools, I like the concept of completing contracts and then using the money you get from those contracts to buy tools. It kind of gives me like Hitman vibes, which, you know, I feel like Hitman and Assassin's Creed, they sort of like talk on the same sort of like stealth, in my opinion. And I love the Hitman games. So he accepts the assassination contract. He's just waiting out his target. I like you can sit on benches. Of course, this one says to pass time, but I imagine if they seem to have brought back social stealth to the game. So I wonder if you could just sit on benches to blend in. I think you could in Valhalla, but it was very clunky the way it worked. And you never really felt the need to do it because stealth was absolutely broken in that game. But yeah, we get some more parkour. We can see this is the stronghold we're supposed to infiltrate for our target. And you can see we have guards here. And normally this is where we would call on, ever since Origins, this is where we would call on the eagle to help us scope the place out. But he gets clapped due to a marksman, which is right here. So I imagine if you want to use the eagle, you have to take out the marksman in that area, and then that'll let you use the eagle. Honestly, like, I thought the eagle thing was cool for Origins. I thought it was a little weird in Odyssey, and by Valhalla, I became absolutely sick of it. I don't think the eagle is I don't think it's a very, like, I don't know. I know I could just not use it, but I just don't like the eagle anymore. I thought it was cool for one game as a little gimmick, but I feel like in stealth games like this, you should have to use your own eyes to infiltrate everything. And of course, like the eagle vision, eagle sense, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so I like the fact that there are some places you just can't use your eagle until you take out a certain enemy. We got eagle vision here. I don't know what they call it in this game because they call it something different in like every game these days. But what I do like about this is how you can see the vision cones for enemies. So hopefully that means stealth isn't as broken as it was in Valhalla, because stealth was basically impossible in Valhalla. And yeah, like they could see you through walls and stuff. So this, I'm glad you can see the vision cones only when you use eagle vision. I'm glad they don't let you see it like outside of Eagle Vision. So it would be like bonus points for me if you couldn't use Eagle Vision and run at the same time. I know that probably won't be the case, but yeah, this is a cool and neat little feature. And then another point that really got me interested, so we see he's being detected here. There's a detection meter. So he blends into this crowd. And the way it seems to work is just like the older games. You just walk into a crowd and you're blending in with the environment. What I like is let me turn this up a little bit so that it's heard.
As usual.
Oops.
Act as usual.
See, he tells them act as usual. I thought that was really cool. My main concern with that, though, is they did something similar to this in the Assassin's Creed 4 like E3 demo where they had him like actually blend in with the crowd, not just stand there in the group. And that never made it to the full game. So I'll be surprised if him like talking to the actual group he's blending in with makes it into the full game. I doubt it. But the fact that you can blend into crowds now is honestly just chef's kiss. I love it. We need more of that in these games because that's what Assassin's Creed was built upon, was being like social stealth pretty much. And of course you have your more traditional stealth where he's just crouching in a tall grass or bushes, whatever. Uses a blow dart to put this guy to sleep. That attracts this guy's attention. Just sneaks past. Assassinates him. One thing I do hope is in the game would be the ability to pick up bodies and hide them. I want to say that is in Origins through Valhalla. I don't remember, honestly. I've only played those games once, so we'll see in this game if the ability to pick up bodies is still there. There's the marksman we got to take out to use the eagle. So we're gonna use a noise maker. It's not a smoke bomb. Okay, so it's like a little fire cracker or something like that, just to get their attention somewhere else. It's like the wind chimes in Ghost of Tsushima. We got the double assassination there. I'm pretty sure that's been in the game since Origins. Same exact animation, which it's not a problem with me. It's fine. We've got our perch or our ledge assassinations, which I love to see.
Survey the area, Enkidu.
Enkidu finds the target. Like I said, I don't really like it. I feel like Assassin's Creed has always been like paying attention. Like, do I want to get this deep into the weeds? I feel like Assassin's Creed has always been about like you blending into the crowd and also finding your target in that same crowd at the same time. And the eagle just like eliminates that completely. Like you don't have to pay attention to your environment, which is why I don't like the eagle, because you pull up a bird and it points where your target is directly. I feel like Assassin's Creed should be able to be played without a HUD. Like that was the way it was intended to be, not intended to be played, but it was always like a valid way to play the game was without a HUD. The eagle kind of eliminates that, but the games really don't care about that these days, so I'm not gonna care about it really. I just don't like the eagle, honestly. Like it was, like I said before, it was cool for one game, but I wish they would stop putting it in there. But we can see we got a room full of guards and our target right below us. The contractor request is do not take any damage, so he's gonna have to stealth his way through this. And honestly, this part was my biggest complaint of the demo. So we have a sort of like fear takedown system. Let me rewind it a little bit. We have like a fear, like in Batman, the fear takedown sort of thing where you could take out like 3 people at once. and it seems to use this adrenaline meter. I think that's what they call it in these games now. I think each target you select takes away 1 bar. Yeah, it takes away 1 bar. I wonder if you can only do up to 3, or if you can do as many bars as you have. But the reason I didn't like this so much is because, and this goes to the main problem I have with these games, is Assassin's Creed is not meant to be a supernatural thing. I know we're in an animus and all that, blah blah blah, but I don't like that he teleports to each target. It feels kind of lazy. I don't want to use lazy because I don't think the developers were being lazy. It's just a weird design choice that we choose to have him teleport instead of like doing like an animation to move from target to target. Like if he targets, like the way I would have done it is if he targets these 3 people, the game will recognize which guy is the closer guy. So he would jump from this rope to that guy, kill him, and then sort of like do some sort of dash or slide to this guy, kill him, and maybe throw a knife at this guy all in like just one animation. I'd have been fine with that. I don't like that he just teleports though. It seems like a very weird design choice because Assassin's Creed is supposed to be an immersive experience. Oh yeah, and there I got my answer. You can carry bodies, as you see there. You can carry bodies. That's nice. But yeah, I don't like that he teleports to do these fear takedowns because it's just a very weird decision to make, I think. Like, it's a cool concept to be able to take out 3 guys at once. Like, I always thought in Batman that was cool because the whole idea was that you're building up your fear meter, and your enemies you're fighting or like taking down, they're so afraid that when you jump out at one, they're like paralyzed by fear pretty much. And like that's how the concept worked in Batman is he's moving really fast, and also his enemies are paralyzed by fear, so they can't react as fast as you are moving to take the 3 people down or 5 people down or whatever. In this, he just teleports to each guy, and I don't like that very much because it just doesn't make sense for an Assassin's Creed game. And that's my biggest problem with the... I don't know what they even call this, but I'm just going to call it the takedown. And then we see we're going to have to assassinate our target here. The player... And I want to give props to the guy playing the demo. He's obviously like very knowledgeable about the game as far as like what he's doing to remain like in stealth. So the player sees that there's a guy here, up here, there's a guy here, and then there's a guy here. And he has to assassinate this target and somehow get away from all 3 guys to like, because remember the request is to not take any damage. So he puts down a trap/trip mine. I call it a trip mine. Places it there because he knows that guy is going to come after him when he air assassinates his target. Because an air assassination is a high profile action. So he's going to assassinate this guy. Well, really it's a double assassination. He gets detected. That guy's going to come after him. Well, he counters this guy. Counter kills seem to be back, which I am very happy about. There doesn't seem to be levels anymore, which I think is cool. 1-hit assassinations are always cool. Let's go back actually and see that. Like I said, there doesn't seem to be any like player leveling or anything. It's just like a very traditional 1-hit assassination kills. And then if you happen to get in combat, that's when the health bars come in. You see he completely counters this guy and then kills him 1 hit. Very classic. this guy just falls into the trap. He's not dead because you have the option to kill him. His health bar is still full. So it seems to be some sort of knockout gas. He decides not to get in a fight there. Throws down a smoke bomb. Jumps over that wall. Escapes. And this is mission complete. He breaks line of sight. He goes into a crowd. You can pickpocket guys. But yeah, he escapes into the crowd, and that's mission complete. Very, very, very a nostalgic way to escape an assassination, I'll say. All they need is the bells, and it'd be like just like AC1. But yeah, that's pretty much the demo. Overall, I'm a lot more impressed with what I saw, like compared to what I thought I would get. There are some minor gripes I have with the game, but overall, as an Assassin's Creed game, this appeals a lot to me. Like, there are a lot of things to look forward to. The stealth seems a lot better. The environment seems like more fun to parkour around on, even if the parkour isn't exactly what I want it to be. But yeah, man, I'm pretty excited with what I got. I think I did see enough to the point where I am gonna give this game a try and hopefully enjoy what I like. I already know there's no modern day in this game. I think they confirmed that, which makes me sad because modern day was the reason I played these games. But I'm glad they told us like outright instead of just like surprising us with the terrible modern day or like forcing it in when they don't want to do it. So yeah, I definitely think there's a lot of things to look forward to. I'm not as low on it as I was before I saw this gameplay. There's a lot of things that I really liked about it, but really all I can say now is I think I've seen pretty much all I needed to see, like pre-launch, and I'm gonna buy the game for sure. And if they like truly show that they are trying to move back to that style of Assassin's Creed game, I'll continue to support these games. But honestly, Mirage was never really my main concern as far as like where the series is going. It's really Assassin's Creed, the Japan one, I forget the name of it. I think it's called Red, and Hexa, because that's where they outright call those games RPGs. And it's not a very good word to hear when it comes to Assassin's Creed. But Mirage, as far as Mirage, this looks really good. I just hope they build upon this. Like, I hope Ubisoft is using this as a sort of test to see if people still want this type of game. And if that is the case, I hope this gets supported so that Assassin's Creed could become this again instead of what we've been getting over the past few years. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if I'll do the dev diaries. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see if I make more videos on this game in the near future. But in the meantime, bye.